My husband, 31M, doesn't know that I, 28F, am pregnant again. What do I do? My period is about 2 weeks late and I wanted to erase any doubt of pregnancy in my mind, so I peed on the stick.
3 minutes later, I find out I am positive. To give you all some context, we just had a baby boy who recently turned 1. I had to return to work earlier than the general length of a Canadian mat leave, 1 year, due to financial issues. My husband works very long hours trying to provide for us and I am often home alone with our dog and child.
He takes 1 day off a week to be with us, but he is usually taking calls and writing emails on this day off. This is not something I am proud of, but I had been smoker since I was 16. When I found out I was pregnant with my first, I wasn't smoking and continued that. However, as the child-rearing responsibilities, financial trouble, and household responsibilities have fallen on me, I have started smoking again due to the stress.
Our families do not live close to us and we do not have help.
Everything is on us.
We were definitely not trying to have a baby. We are both exhausted and our sex lives are rather quiet. There could have only been one situation where I could have gotten pregnant since my last period.
Anyways, I do not feel ready to have this baby, although my husband has said multiple times that he wants another one so that they are close in age. But he does reassure me that it is entirely up to me as to when we have our next one.
I haven't told him yet, but I am considering an abortion. I feel strange doing one since I believe everything happens for a reason, but I feel like I am not ready for this gift. I am leaning towards getting an abortion and not telling my husband to avoid hurting his feelings. My question is, have you had a similar situation?
What did you do?
And if you were my partner, how would you want me to approach the situation? Update for anyone curious.
I want to thank everyone for their opinion on this. I sometimes have a hard time trying to decide what to do in difficult situations, but I agree with most of you that an adult conversation needed to be had.
I also agree that doing the abortion without discussing it with my husband would have been a betrayal of trust and terrible for our relationship.
Last night, we sat down, and I told him I was pregnant. He instantly smiled, but I could see that he was anxious. I told him that it didn't feel like the right time for us to have this baby and that I was leaning towards having an abortion due to our financial and mental load at the moment.
He reassured me that it was entirely my choice and that he would support me with whatever I decide. I love this man. Monday morning I will be calling my doctor to schedule a blood test to confirm I am in fact pregnant and an abortion.
Thank you again everyone for your input.
Only you know your relationship. Optimally, you'd have an honest conversation, weigh it like adults, and he'd be supportive of whatever you decide.
If you think he won't or can't do that last part, then do what you can live with and don't look back.
Nobody else's judgment of your choice really matters as long as you're ready to carry the weight of it alone.
If you don't trust him enough to help you make the right decision for your family, though, then you have deeper problems than a pregnancy to work out. Not a good idea to have the abortion and not tell him.
If he finds out later, it would be the end of your marriage. You need to have open communication with your husband about this.
If finances are tough, I'd avoid having another child.
Why take from the mouth of your first just to starve too?
However, this is something you should mention to your husband. If you do this behind his back and he finds out, the lost trust will be a huge deal.
Are you on any birth control besides condoms?
Because after you figure out what to do this pregnancy, if you can't afford more children, you need to be on birth control. The pill is around 95% effective and a condom is 83%.
Tell your husband. Together make the decision about moving forward. If you abort before telling him, if you even plan on telling him, he will resent you. He will find out eventually. You should work through the situation together as a couple and be completely transparent about how you feel.
My girlfriend, 19F, wants to have a child and I, 19M, don't see it clear. What should I do? My girlfriend, 19F, wants to have a child and I, 19M, don't see it clear. What should I do?
So I've been dating this girl for 8 months and I really like this relationship.
We are young. We haven't been dating for a long time, but I truly believe she could be the one. We'd always share our common desire to have kids and form a family, but the thing we don't share is the times.
She wants to be a young mother. If it was for her, she would be a mom like right now. I think she is romanticizing all the pregnancy and parenthood stuff, but cannot really blame her since I know for facts that it is her life dream, since she was a little girl. I do want to have kids, just don't in this point of my life. I don't have a stable job. Neither do her. We both live with our parents and neither of us has a solid plan for a house, not even a rental. She will be finishing her college degree in 2 years while I'll be finishing in 5 years since I am in second year of med school.
She says she doesn't want to wait a lot, and I don't see how I'm going to be studying med school while providing for a family while wanting to spend time with my kids. The problem here is that it has come to a critic moment since our relationship is not at its best, and this theme just brings a lot of emotions for her. Talking with her about this has to be very delicate. It's really a very sensible topic for her.
Also know for facts that she really wants this with me. Really need advice here.
How should I aboard this situation with her? How should I express my feelings without hurting hers?
Not an English native speaker, by the way, if there's any mistake in grammar. Nope, set a boundary and be extra careful about birth control. She has definitely romanticized the idea of being pregnant and a young mom. Children are a huge responsibility. I don't usually leap to recommending breaking up, break up.
You have been together only 8 months, each of you are only 19, and she's already talking about having a baby and being a stay-at-home mom. You have incompatible goals right now, probably neither of you are making enough money to support a baby, and there is a real risk that she will not be that careful with BC, and condoms can break or easily be sabotaged. Please don't risk your future right now.
Wish her well and let it go.
At 19?
Run.
8 months. 8 months and she already wants a baby and to be a stay-at-home mom?
No. No, 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 no.
Be very clear with her. Don't worry overly much about hurting her feelings. The important thing is to be clear. And be extremely careful about birth control. Don't leave it all to her. You also use protection, because I wouldn't be surprised if she accidentally got pregnant otherwise.
She's romanticizing what being a teenage mom would be like. It's hard. Incredibly hard.
I saw friends go through it, and while they love their kids, they 100% wish they had waited to have them later in life.
There's no such thing as the one. Do you really want to have this happen? Because it will happen if you stay with her. You can kiss med school goodbye if it does. Oh wait, I mean when it does. You're 19. Run. Seriously, long-term relationships are for dudes who are done with school. And as you progress through med school, you make sure that you have a very friendly relationship with condoms. I was with a woman who wanted to have kids and it was such a stressor on the relationship.
Sex is pretty dang scary when you're with someone that if a mistake were to happen, you know she would keep the baby. Do not get a child with someone you've not lived together. Do not marry a person without living with them first. Do not get a child if you cannot provide for yourself, your partner and a child. Do not get a child unless you both really want one. Parenting is hard work, even in a long-term, financially secure relationship, and you do not need additional worries. Me 32M, girlfriend 37F wants an open relationship, feeling unfulfilled. What should I do?
The situation is obviously more complex than words can describe, but I'll try to be as concise and neutral as possible.
My girlfriend, 37F, has recently told me, 32M, that she wanted an open relationship because she is not feeling fulfilled sexually.
She thinks having sex with other men will fill her sexual needs that I cannot provide.
I understood that this has been on her mind for a while in our 6 years relationship, and currently, sex is not great between us, partially because of life's hardships, but we forgot how to take care of each other sometimes. No matter how much I try, but she is not trying either. I suggest new things but she turns them down. I ask what she would like to try but she does not tell me much. She tells me she feels trapped sexually but it is like I cannot do anything right. I want to improve on being more sensual and try new things, only if she could let me. So she suggested an open relationship. I am very reluctant about it overall because I would be hurt by it. If she sleeps with another person, I would be hurt, as I think it would happen if I sleep with another woman. She suggested I slept with other women and I asked how she would feel about and she told me she would be fine. I feel conflicted about it because she exhibited semi-jealous behavior in the past towards women I met through diverse means in the past, nothing sexual in any way, and I can't stop feeling like she is not telling me truth towards how she would react, but she told me she would find it funny or flattered if she saw a woman flirting in front of her. We had some discussion about movies on the subject and she is adamant that all human beings can be polyamorous, and I told her that it's not always so simple. Sometimes love and sex are together and cannot easily be independent. She spilled the beans on the fact that she was texting past exes or sex encounters recently, and I think that might be why she brought this subject up. One of the guys she texted asked her if she wanted sex, knowing she was with me, and is supposedly in an open relationship.
I think this idea of open relationship might not be coming out of nowhere. She also broke down in tears that she loves me to death, need me and does not want to lose me, but that she is making sacrifices by not sleeping with whom she wants as when she was single.
She also realized that with some of these sexual encounters with men, she wanted relationships and they only wanted sex, and that this sort of rejection pain that she lived as well in her childhood keeps coming to her as confort because it is all she knows.
These guys she is texting included. I told her I would need to think about how I feel and what I will do about it, but I asked her for the honest truth, no matter how harsh. I am not 100% sure if she will be honest with me, but if I learn it from other means than her, I will most likely not be able to forgive her. In context, her life is currently hard as she lost her job. Relationships with her family is difficult, but I am here to support her as much as I can and she is happy about what I do for her. But there is always that little afterthought in her mind, even though her moral compass is telling her it's wrong. We have a small house which we renovate ourselves, mostly, and a cat. I mostly wanted your input on my situation.
6 years is not something I want to end on a split decision if I can help it, but if a difficult decision is needed, I'll do it.
What would do in my place? I'm sorry, but no. Polyamory isn't problem solver. If she needed you in her life, she wouldn't be seeking attention elsewhere. She has already lied about that, and polyamory needs trust, respect, and ongoing communication. I know being done sucks, but dragging a relationship out is worse.
And it feels like that is what she is doing.
I understand you don't want to call it,
but I feel like you need to call out this bullshit, and you both need to sit down and pick out actual problem solvers, like taking sex off the table and going to therapy, then rebuilding your sex life.
Head out, my boy. Dude, read what you wrote again, because you said nothing nice about your cheater of a partner. And she is currently cheating, minimum emotional affair.
Could go through the whole thing and pinpoint, but I will say, I have been with my partner 15 years, and if she did anything you posted here, I would be done. Zero respect towards you from her.
You look like you provide and she doesn't want to lose her meal ticket.
Seriously?
You deserve so much better. I would leave.
6 years is a long time, sure, but this is beyond the pale. By the sounds of it, she's not even trying to meet you halfway on sex, yet she wants to fuck around and still have you? The fact that she even brought this up would be enough for me to be thinking about leaving. The fact that she is serious just seals it.
That's not even touching on the texting the exes aspect. Life's too short for that nonsense.
As much as it would hurt, I would move on and find someone who also wants monogamy.
Don't go down that road, only pain and misery awaits.
You know it's highly likely that she's already fucking someone else already. Given that, she's been this unhappy for this long, plus she's asking to explicitly fuck others.
Time to pack it in, bruh.
How do I am 24 feet end with F 22 feet who has nothing going for her and will become homeless?
Originally posted on r/self but was suggested to come here instead.
I am 24 met a girl F 22 in a community college class when I was 20. We came from very different backgrounds. I was middle class trying to find a cheaper way to go to college. She was living in almost poverty going to school because she was forced to by her parents who were threatening to kick her out. She dropped out about a year into her schooling while I continued and finished. During her first year we formed a relationship and she moved into my apartment more or less. Her relationship with her parents is pretty much non-existent and she has little to no outside friends besides 1 or 2 women she knew from high school, who were deadbeats in my opinion. I make around $80K a year, so we live relatively comfortably, but there's still some strain on finances. I can't exactly say when I started losing feelings, but the fact that she refuses to work, will not cook and wants to eat out every day, does not want to go to school, and continuously wants to buy and spend money on clothes and other stuff just slowly started grating me more and more. I work in a female-dominated workplace, and seeing, having conversations, and interacting with coworkers who have so much going for them, have fun hobbies, and aspirations makes it all the more worse when your girlfriend spends 7 hours a day scrolling through Instagram or TikTok reels and thinks having sex is all she needs to do on her end. Our relationship isn't bad. We have fights every now and then like an average couple, have an active sex life, but that's pretty much it. From her perspective, if I broke up with her it would be out of nowhere, but I'm pretty much done, and know I could move on quickly and have nothing to be regretful about, as shitty as it sounds. The problem comes in her having no job, no finances, almost no friends, and no family support unit.
I'm not a monster. I don't want to make someone virtually homeless, but I don't want to be stuck with someone who has nothing going for them either.
I don't know what to do. Break up and give her a grace period to move out, say a month.
You are a good person, so be honest with her and end it.
Give her time to get a job and save a little bit of money. Things don't have to end badly, this may actually help her in the long run. When your lease is up, do not renew and move without her.
You need to work on your communication.
These are very strong feelings to have not communicated to your girlfriend of 4 years.
It may be too late for her to salvage this relationship now though, but moving forward in future relationships, don't let these feelings fester in your mind. Talk. Teamwork to address issues.
If you have some money to give her a starting point, then give her some money.
Let her know she needs to get a job ASAP.
Tell her that you care for her and don't want her to feel codependent on you for her safety and housing. That she would feel truly secure if she didn't need you to survive. And I think you might see her in a different light if she does it, and the attraction might come back if you get her to a point where she has the option to not need you.
You're being used. Kick her out ASAP.